this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the biggest block to raising your vibration instantly, and I'm going to show you how to push through that so that you're able to be in a high vibrational state, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do that. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the number one biggest block that keeps people from raising their vibration. And in order to do so, what I want to do is share with you that the key to most people manifesting what they want and creating what they want in their life is not trying to get something specific. And understand, a lot of times these specific things we think of are symbols in our mind. So for example, if we want more money, money is a symbol that to us may represent that of security, freedom, love. Attracting a relationship may be a symbol of love, the love we can feel within ourselves and love that we can share with other people. Most people go straight for the symbols. What you're going to understand in this video is that there's other ways to go about this that will allow you to raise your vibration easier than ever. Now, let's look at it like this metaphor, just to explain this. Imagine that we have a bob, and there's a bob on the ocean. This is an Abraham Hicks metaphor that I've heard before that I really like. Imagine there's a bob on the ocean, and a bob is like you're fishing for something. It's just bobbing around, bobbing around, bobbing around. Now imagine you took that bob that has air in it that naturally is at the top, and you pushed it down underneath the ocean. Now, that is the resistance. And many times we will feel resistance. We will hold us underneath the ocean. We'll hold it, we'll bob us down and hold us down. However, the key for us getting from here back up to raise our vibration or to move the bob back up, it's not to do anything specific while holding it down. It's to simply let it go. And when you let it go, the bob naturally starts to raise back up. So letting go of the resistance is the key, and when we talk about raising our vibration instantly, it has to do with letting go. But I'm going to share with you that number one block, that when you change this thing, it changes your whole entire life. And I really think that if you allow this in this video can be the video that changed your life the most. And before I get into it, what I want to share with you is raising your vibrational set point is one of the most powerful things you will ever do. And coming up on May 5th, here, I live in Las Vegas, so if you're anywhere close or you want to come to Las Vegas, there is an event. It's a very exciting event. It is with Leora Alexandra, Victor Otto, and I. They're amazing. You probably know who they are. We're doing an event together that's going to be showing people how to raise their vibrational set point. There are going to be 3 talks from all 3 of us. We're going to be doing guided meditation group work as well. And then there's also going to be that of hors d'oeuvres. There'll be 3 different types of vegan hors d'oeuvres plus juices and a cash bar as well. And we're going to do 2 or 3 hours of the workshop, and then it'll be an hour and a half to 2 hours of us just hanging out together. So it's for like-minded people. One of the things when it comes to raising vibrational set point is surrounding yourself with high vibe people, and the people that come to this are going to be that. Are going to be people that you may be friends with your whole entire life, and there's going to be a very community aspect to it as well. So it's going to be a very transformative event. We have a lot of really cool things planned for it. So if you want to join it, you'll see the link in the top of the description box below. And what you can do is you can go there. It's on May 5th. It's cheap to come to Vegas as far as hotels go, so it's something that you can come to Vegas. If you already live here, then that is cool as well. So if you're interested, I thought I would mention that since this video is on raising vibration anyway. So we're all really excited about it, and we think it's going to be very transformative. So if you can make it, then that's cool. If not, maybe eventually we're going to come to your city or something like that, or eventually doing more events anyways. But hopefully we can see you there. So when talking about this process of us raising our vibration and the biggest block that holds us back, the number one block that holds us back from that of raising our vibration is the story you tell yourself. The story you tell yourself. There's these 2 birds. There's these 2 birds that are like playing around. I can't tell if they're playing or what they're doing. It's just kind of funny. I've never seen that before. It's the story you tell yourself about who you are It's the story you tell yourself about the way reality works. It's the story you tell yourself about why you feel the way you do. It's the story you tell yourself about your relationships. It's the story you tell yourself about how you manifest money. It's the story you tell yourself about whether you could do what you love for a living. It's the story you tell yourself in general. The story you tell yourself is what is blocking you from raising your vibration. Now understand that our beliefs create our reality. And if we believe that in order to be happy, we have to do all of these things to be happy, then that story we tell ourselves is going to cause us to not be happy in the present moment. If we have a story that we tell ourselves that it's hard to manifest a certain person to our life, then it will be hard. Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Beliefs create our reality. And when we look at this as well, most of the beliefs we have with no awareness. We had a certain point, something happened in our life. Maybe you believe that it's, hard, like relationships are difficult. But growing up, you realized that you were around and you had that of experiences with family members having difficult relationships. So now you look around and you have difficult relationships because you're not aware that that belief you have, that you think that's just the way reality works, or maybe it's just you're not aware of it consciously, that is creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the key is being aware of the rules we set up when we were younger and the rules we became aware of with these stories that we tell ourselves. We all have different stories that we've told ourselves. We've told ourselves different stories about who we are, how we relate to each other. I had stories that I was unworthy because of the pain I went through with having an abusive ex-stepmom growing up. And as long as I kept that narrative going, I would experience more and more of things like that. I'm going to let that go. So this is about being aware of the story that we tell ourselves. And when it comes to that, the moment that changed for me was the moment I changed that story I was telling myself. When I was telling myself a story that I wasn't worthy because of my abusive ex-stepmom, then I continued to create that over and over and over again. But the moment I changed the story was the moment I reframed it. I remember the moment that this happened as well is when I learned meditation. I was working at that of Nordstrom's and women's shoes, and I learned meditation, and I then started to see how and understand that we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. So then I started to change the way that I related to my old story. I was like, well, if we're spiritual beings, and if we have this larger spiritual essence, I started to see that there were certain things I planned out at a soul level to go through, even painful things of going through an abusive, mentally, emotionally, physically abusive stepmom between 7 and 15 years old, because that led to the pressure of my spiritual awakening. So as I began to change that story, it then began to change my life, my whole entire life. And the changing our story is a choice. It's a choice we make to the meaning we gave our past. The story we have is a way that we use meaning. What do things mean? Here's the truth about reality, though. Everything in our reality is 100% dependent on the meaning we give it. So we could have that of a rainy day, and a rainy day is not good, it's not bad, it depends on the person. Now, we may have certain things that we all agree to at certain levels more so. Well, if somebody did something really nice for you, then we agree that you should feel good about that. And maybe a lot of people agree to that. So then somebody does something nice for them, they feel good. But there's some people you'll do something nice for, and they'll get angry because they may assume that you think they can't do it themselves. Do you see what I mean? So this really depends on the person, because there are some people you could do something nice for, they would get angry. It depends upon the person. So what I'm saying is this, even the stuff that we in a mass amount agree that would be a good thing, it depends upon the person. And on the other side of that, if something negative happens to someone, you can give that a positive meaning and therefore get a positive result. The key to this is understanding the meaning you give to the things in your life. The meaning you give to the things in your life, because at any point you can change the story. I had a story I wasn't worthy, and then I changed that when I learned meditation because I learned how to observe my thoughts. And when I did that, my whole entire life changed. And I had that story even after my abusive ex-stepmom was out of my life at 15. People kept coming into my life that mirrored back that belief. So I had a ex-girlfriend right after that of going through that experience at 15, from like 17 on to like 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever. And then what happened is, right when I broke up with that ex-girlfriend, I then got transferred to a department in women's shoes at Nordstrom's where the manager was the same exact way as my ex-stepmom, mirroring that back to me because of the story I told myself. The story I told myself was holding people in my life that were similar to that archetype, to that way, that controlling type personality. And then while I was in that department, I learned meditation, changed that story. She, within a week, got fired. She should have been fired years ago, but she was protected by upper management because of the things that she said to people. But she got away with it because it was energetically compatible with my life. And even other people's lives as well. So you see, the story we have about who we are is keeping people in our life and keeping situations in our life, whether we're aware or not, and it's keeping us from raising our vibration. And this happened in many different ways. This happened with me and success on YouTube. I used to have a story that I was lazy. You may look at me and be like, yo, Aaron, you put out a lot of content. You do a lot of work. You're always doing things. I always see you on Instagram. You're always doing, making content. What do you mean you were lazy? I used to be lazy. I used to think that things were going to happen I was going to sit there and somebody was going to walk in and hand me some speaking career. And I was going to be like, yo, thanks, Doughty Robbins. You see this potential in me? Awesome. And he was going to put me in front of everybody. I used to have a mindset like that. I was waiting for things to happen like that. But then what happened is I made a choice to change my story. Instead of having the story of, I hope things happen for me, I said, you know what? I'm going to go do it. I'm going to be it. I'm going to be the full-time YouTuber before I am a full-time YouTuber, because then that will put me and set me up for that. And as I changed that story, my life began to change. But part of the story is also backing it up with the action. So I backed it up with it being, what would the full-time YouTuber Aaron be? That version of me would be someone that made videos every day, would be someone that had the intention of adding value to other people. So I saw that and I started to be that, and I made a choice. I changed my story. If you change your story, you change your life. Now here's an opportunity that I want to offer to you. Right now, what is your story? And pay attention to what your story may have in it that's keeping you in a low vibration. The most common story people have that keeps them back is a victim mentality. And I was a victim for years. I thought of myself as a victim. Even after my ex-stepmom was out of my life, I thought, why did this happen when I was younger? I was in victim mode. But the key is realizing things don't happen to you, things happen for you. And the moment you see that things happen for you, you will transform the results that you're getting. And then what happens, you will be able to change your story. And when you change your story, you change your whole entire life. You change the kind of people that you resonate with. You start to resonate with a lot of people at a deeper level. I had stories, sometimes I have stories that when I do these videos, I'm so serious. Dude, blah, 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 blah. Because the story I tell myself is that I represent empowerment. I represent this ability to motivate people and to get people to do things and take action. But instead what I did is I've been changing my story lately. My story is I like to have fun when I make videos. I like to enjoy this process. And by changing my story, it changes the whole way that I feel while I do these. And yes, I still have a lot of energy. It's just a part of who I am. But guess what? That's the story I tell myself. So people ask me all the time, why do you have so much energy, Aaron? I tell myself a story that I have a lot of energy. And through repetition of telling myself this story, it eventually becomes reality. So the thing that I want to offer to you is to become aware of the story you tell yourself. And to understand most of the story you tell yourself is on autopilot from something someone told you, from something that happened in the past. And if you make the choice right now to change it, you can change your story. You first off become aware of it, then you make the choice to change. That's the key to this whole process. And as you do so, you will begin to raise your vibration. It's just certain stories may not serve you. You let those go. Certain stories may serve you for now, and then you may eventually let those go and tack on a new story. But if you change your story, you will change your life. So something else that may help you is a meditation I have on raising vibrational set point. It's in the top of the description box below. It's absolutely free. You download it, listen to it for 21 days. I think it'll change your life. Also, that event that we were speaking about will help you to raise your vibrational set point. We have things planned for that. So if you want to join us in Las Vegas on May 5th. There's still some tickets left. You can click on the top of the description box below, and we hope to see you there. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification gear so you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.